good, everybody? It's your boy Kaze4letters. Just testing out, seeing if this thing works. Getting ready for it.
Na 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 na.
I just wanted to really come back and make a statement about not being washed, that I'm not a ghost story, that I'm not dead, that ageism, that like in hip hop that you get to a certain point in time and it's like go ahead and retire, you put you out the pasture. And I think that we're seeing, especially since quarantine, that like veterans, OGs, people in their 30s, and 40s now are relevant. And if they're still making quality material and quality music, that there's a space in the market for that and that people still want that. You don't really know somebody until you put a lav mic on them. You know what I'm saying? It's been a big gap in time since I've released any new music. Almost 6, I'm going on 7 years. And so in that, in that space of like the last thing I did and now, it's just been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of changes, I've had a deal, lost a deal. I've, been this close to blowing up and then things, not necessarily going my way. I've had some things go really well and then some things that ended me back up in Durham without a record deal and having to figure out what's the trajectory of my music career. A little bit of what didn't go well with my record deal broke my heart about music. A little bit about what transpired between me and other people in local beefs and little stupid stuff put a damper on music for me. Things, it was just so many other little things in life and that kind of made it just seemed like making music was heavy. I don't want to complain, man. I've been, over the last 10 years, I've received more blessings and I've been one of the most blessed MCs and artists in the state. So I don't want to complain, but there's always this other level that you feel like you belong to or that you can aspire to. And, since Spirit in '94, with that, a lot of people that support me feel like that's my strongest body of work, my classic.
Because the fact is, hip hop grabbed my head and took control of me. When I was all alone and nobody was holding me, I pop in a cassette, freestyle, my flow was wet, hit the floor dripping sweat, spin about to break my neck for shit.
It's how do you get back to that, or how do you move past it? How do you do something even better? And so, in this process, all of the things that I felt like were blocks, barriers, baggage, this album cleansed that. I had to clear it all out. I just got disconnected with working with myself and believing in myself and focusing on my creativity and what matters the most to me. Of course, the album 1,000 Shades of Black, I went introspective on this one. This was cathartic for me to say that it wasn't about my talent. It wasn't that, some weird thing, some meteor hit or something like that happened. It was that I needed to get back to believing in myself and working with myself on the highest level. And that's what this album was for me. There's this portion of my career that was super underground, battling, the tracks I've done with Ninth, all the, Raucous, all the things that I've done in that space. And then there were things that I did that were more mainstream. I was on, Universal, did a mixtape with Who Kid. I was opening for 50 and Ludacris, and my sound changed a little. So it was like two sides of myself that were in conflict with each other that I could see, heads that had, rocked with me in the past were like, that ain't really my thing. And then the new people that were rocking with this side of me were like, oh, you on that underground, conscious, and it was like, I couldn't be both, is what I felt. It's always what's inside of you, right? So it was what I felt. And so this was like, let's reconcile both sides of myself. That I pay attention and I put my energy and importance and emphasis into lyricism, storytelling, and content. But at the same time, let's combine that with the side of me that is a musician, there's a songwriter that loves melody, and make something that is catchy and fun and has that energy popping off of it. And so this was like, I'm not gonna keep that separate anymore because it's me, and having to put that together, I feel like this is the first project that I really like reconcile both sides of myself. That's like what I'm most proud of.
Now tell me what the fuck am I supposed to do? Come on, black people out in the streets, time to wake up. Allies down for the cause, time to wake up. Every race, color, and culture, you better wake up and work together. Ain't no stopping us now.
There's a line in Dear Son where I say it's a fact. There's 1,000 shades of
There's
black.
1,000 shades of black. You don't gotta shoot ball, try to rap or sell crack. You could be a lawyer, a CEO, shit, a doctor or president, and only God knows.
And I think that is a big part of what I've dealt with when we're talking about personal experience of identity. My parents were super strict on me about grades. My father was military, and my mom is old school North Carolina, you know? And so I was very much raised, get your lesson, you better get good grades. I had no problems out of you, right? And so when you carry yourself like that, and then you start, you know, as a young black male or young black female person of color, when you start excelling in these classes and then you start getting A's and stuff, and then it's like, I end up being the only black kid in a class with, you know, in an all white setting, right? And so in that setting, I'm the token, right? Then when I leave that and I come back around my homeboys, and I'm talking like articulate and I'm making all A's, somehow that makes me white. Too black for MTV, not black enough for BET. And it's a weird space that I found myself in and trying to achieve more or be more at times, where you find yourself like trying to achieve something and it puts you in a setting behind a closed door where you might be the only black face or the black presence. And I have to maintain my integrity and identity as a black male and what I represent. But still, when I come out of that room and I go back into my community, they have to know that my viewpoints are authentic. So many times we get pigeonholed, right? Like that black kids wanna pick up guitars and play drums or play, you know, do things that are like rock elements or EDM elements, and you get told that's white boy shit, or you get told, oh, or there's something made about that where you're less black for participating in it. That because I want to do a country record, or because I want to do a rock record or EDM record because I'm black, that I can only do hip hop and R&B and gospel. And I'm like, nah, black music tradition has influenced all of this. We've been included in every one of those single conversations, if not helped found it and initiate and create that genre, whatever it is. I think sometimes black men, black women, we don't identify, we don't know, that information's not shared. And so we end up disconnected. So when you see me do a country record, that's me acting white. Nah, that's our shit. When you see me do a EDM record, that's me, no, that's our shit. We should be rock and roll, what? Like, that's all our shit. Why are we not participating in that? And so I just wanted to reconnect to our magic.
Don't need your energy around. No more bringing me down, down, down. No more bringing me down, down, down. No more bringing me down.
I think I've been so caught up in the past and all the things that didn't go my way that I haven't fully appreciated all of the amazing things that have gone my way, man. And that's why I am now back independent, in control of my creativity, appreciating all the amazing things going my way, knowing who I am, and knowing that there's no boundaries on what we could create.
No more bringing me down, down.